Grant Ottenbright joining us. Yeah, now we're going to sneak in Commish.
Come on.
We got to get Commissioner of the SJ. He said he's got to get going. Wait till, if you're watching on the stream here, wait till you see this guy.
Yeah, look at this outfit.
Like, wow. What's the clothing allowance? This is nice looking.
Looking like $1.25.
That's not $1.25. That's some color. Yeah.
That's Brock Friesen at Rittinger's Menswear in Swift Current.
There you go.
Menswear.
Nice plug.
Nice plug. Yeah, that's a very nice.
Except I don't get anything for free. I gotta pay the fiddler.
Oh, sure. Now that you're mentioning them on air, though, look what
customer
happened.
For 25 years plus, and I still get in there and don't get the discount.
Did you even go home, or did you go straight from Flin Flon to here?
I did go home for a couple days. I had to look after some league stuff and cook for Mama and look after stuff around the house.
Is the golf course open yet?
They're taking off the tarps right now. The greens are very green. Today was like 70 kilometer winds.
So it dried everything right out. Yeah.
But it was looking great. But with the weather we're going to see for the next week or so, we're probably 2 weeks away from hitting the ball around the Elmwood.
That's what I'm guessing. We're at least 2 weeks here.
Man, we're excited. We're excited to be here. It's going to be a madhouse in there. I can't wait. I can't wait for this. Down 2-0 Yorkton. Yeah, probably maybe lives on the line a bit tonight, but just in general to see. And we had Cal on, and he was talking about, years it was 500 fans they were averaging a game, and then now they're 1,300, and then for playoffs they're setting records. Yeah,
you know what, and I don't know whether Grant took any credit or not, but it's a total team effort for the Terriers. Everyone knows they had a little bit of difficulty 3-4 years ago, and the board. You're working on a board; it's a thankless job, and so they always have churn on a board. And I think was instrumental that Grant came on, former alumni. He was a businessman in the community, very well known, larger than life character. He came on. Dave Garbett came on the board. John Anderson was on the board. Curtis Malish came on the board. So they had a real turnover in the board. I think is positive. They hired Emery Ollison, and Emery has developed a really good, exciting team to watch. The players start to do more outreach in the community, which is always positive in these markets. And people love the Terriers. This is a big trading area. People love hockey. You got lots of senior hockey. Got the AAA. You got Melville down the road. It's a hockey hotbed. And so when you got a good product, people are going to support it. And so really the Terriers have turned a corner. And, of course, they haven't won since 2014. Right?
Yep.
So RBC.
There's the picture.
Winning helps. Yeah, winning helps.
And so, they got a good opportunity. And I mean, probably as Clark explained earlier in the show, the Whitney Forum is a different animal. It's part museum, it's part madhouse. It's very tight confines. So it's tough for a team like the Terriers that like to create offense off the rush and run and gun a little bit, to play where you're getting your face bashed against the glass every shift, right? So you got to chip and chase, and you got to battle, and you got to win the battles in the corner in front of the net in Flin Flon. Here they're going to have a little more time and space tonight, so it'll be interesting to watch.
It's interesting that you brought up the Yorkton story and how they've redeveloped it here and a rebirth of the Terriers, so to speak. Is there a lesson that other franchises in the league look to this and say, that worked there, we can duplicate that?
Well, I always say to our governors and our marketing personnel that we may compete inside the glass for 60 minutes, but outside the glass, your competition is within your own community for the entertainment dollars.
Yep.
And so we encourage people to share ideas and to help one another out. And, and Calvin, drywaller by trade, but he's pretty creative. He does some great stuff in marketing. He's always fun in our marketing meetings when we have them. And, they got lots of different activities occurring. You could go anywhere in our league and you can take something away from that franchise. In junior hockey, though, hockey success and finances it's cyclical, right?
It is.
And when you got a real good team and you're on the upswing, you got a lot of people watching, you got people wanting to sponsor, you got people wanting to look after you. When you're losing, it's the other way around, right? And so it is kind of cyclical, but there are some proven methodologies and strategies that you should employ every year, and hopefully there's going to be some continuity with the board, and they're going to keep those things in place.
Love it.
What do you know about this what was it, the Patty Janelle story that Grant was talking about? He sent some players if they hired his son.
With his son?
If they hired his son, they sent some players to help?
That may or may not have happened. But
that's a little old school SJHL.
Well, at the time, I don't know if you guys were familiar with the Swift Current Indians, but
yes,
it was kind of a murderer's row of players. Lots of guys with lots of penalty records and penalties.
Yourself included?
Well, and then I wasn't a heavyweight on that team.
Jorgensen?
Like Darren Jorgensen was on that team.
Was Evan Dobney on that team?
Dobney was on that team.
Yeah.
Bob Heaney, Tim Bratner, Kelly Argato, Sean Van Ellen and Aaron Janelle and Scotty Kruger and Neil Pogany were probably the only guys who played hockey on that team. And so Patty took a number of those guys out to New Westminster in the Western Hockey League. And I, of course, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to play some hockey. And so I decided I was going to go to school. I wrote in university, and then Kevin Janelle contacted me, and Patty threw him a bit of a bone. And when I came to Yorkton, I think we were 6-19. And we turned it around. We finished. We actually got to the league semifinal that year. So although Grant would say we never won, we had some good players. Like Eddie Zawatsky was good, and Darren McKechnie was good, and Mark Marienchuk was good, and Otto rode shotgun, and we had Brent Moreau that came from Brandon, and Perry Fafford, and we had a real exciting team. And we were excited about running it back the next year. And then Kevin went down the Minot at the start, the top ends. And so we had Norm Johnson, and we parted ways with him partway through the year.
That's a different organization.
And then Dennis Plonich came in, and boy, I wish I would have played 4 years at junior for Dennis Plonich. So.
It's interesting you brought up the Swift Current Indians. Now, wasn't it a common thing for the Indians to take the other team's net to warm up your backup goalie? Wasn't that a modus operandi there?
That might have occurred a few times. That and using the opposition players for target practice and warm up. There was lots of things that happened with that team. And, at the time, Slapshot had come out. And, we used to watch it on the bus and watch it at home and stuff. And you just used to shake your head. Like some of the antics that wasn't even scripted. They would just kind of happen organically in a game. As like, oh, my God, really?
Yeah.
And, it was fun for a while. But
eventually it wears off.
You kind of think, oh, man, are we going in the stands again tonight?
Yeah. I have a friend who played for Weyburn, and he said McMillan comes into the dressing room. He said, they got our net.
Yeah.
Go get our net. So you guys had a full brawl and warm-up.
Yeah, you know what? The first time that happened was in Lloydminster. And Darren Kimball was a 16-year-old with us, and he was my roommate and a good guy. We used to call him tough, but he didn't know he was tough at the time. Like, he was a goal scorer. Like, he got 30 goals in the Western League one year, and, he didn't always fight, right? And so I said to him, hey, Jabba, I said, why don't you go down there and get their net for Eric Harp? Eric was our backup. He didn't play very much. And so, Kimmy and I went down and got the net and brought her back. And so Brad Meyer and Brent Reiber were actually ref in that game.
Oh, wow.
And they knew me, of course, because I used to be a summer stupid with them at SaskTel. And they said, Mac, you got to give that net back. Okay.
Can you imagine if you did that now? Your phone would ring off the hook.
I would tell you what, I'd be throwing the book at people, right? And it's funny because I think I've told Barney this before that when I played in the league, Wayne Cartouche was a principal in Regina, a former official in the league, referee in chief. He did everything off the side of his desk at school.
Yep.
I don't know how he would have done that, right? But I always had a high regard for him because, my interactions with him, of course, were on the phone, and he was always super respectful, and I always had a high regard for him. And I always thought one day it'd be really cool to be the commissioner of the SJHL.
And look at you. Yeah.
I never got to tell him that. I told his son that, but it is kind of cool. He was cool. Someone you looked up to. I had a lot of respect for him. So,
and I know maybe just in closing, the last time we had you on, it's great for the league as well to see the Regina Pat Canadians at Nationals doing what they're doing, because there's a lot of kids that are going to be playing SJ next year in the year after on that team.
And tonight you're going to watch Cash Lanigan and Les Perrence and stuff, and Almer. They're in the lineup, and so we're a developmental league, but so is the 18U AAA league, and they put a lot of great players in the Western League and into the SJHL. And so and now with our partnership with the WCDM and the Western Hockey League, they're looking to put younger kids that aren't quite ready to play. Mm-hmm. They're playing in the SJHL.
Yep.
And you look at a kid like Cash, I would be very surprised if he wasn't playing for the Raiders next year. He looks good.
Yep.
He's a difference maker out there. You'll notice that tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. And
that's a great spot for the league to be in, right? Yeah. To have those opportunities to develop those kids.
And you know what? It's a good product. It's fun to watch. I don't know if you guys have seen a game this year or not. You're
just online.
You're going to notice the pace. You'll notice the attendance has been excellent across the league, regular season and playoffs. It's fast. It's physical. It's a 200-foot game, where sometimes I'll go and watch the Broncos in Swift Current, and it might not be an entertaining game to watch because they're trapping, these guys are going. It's similar to, I don't know if you've seen an East Coast League game. The East Coast League, I watched a few games over Christmas. It is unbelievable. the skill and the physicality and guys wanting to earn it.
That's right.
Like our guys got something to prove, right? They want to get to that next level. So they're leaving it all out there.
There's a lot of levels for them to get to, too.
Oh,
right?
for sure, right?
Whether it's the major, junior, or university,
U-sport,
or
major, junior, whatever.
Yep.
Playing in Europe afterwards. Like, there's lots of opportunities. This is just part of the pathway, right? And not every kid develops like this.
Nope.
All right, I know you got to get to the rink. Looking forward to seeing you there. Looking forward to
I appreciate you guys coming down. Hopefully, you had a good day and a good
we had a
time
great
here.
day.
Yeah,
You had a
awesome.
great lineup of guests.
Yeah, well, it's why not win in a
That's
row.
what he does.
You
It's
know,
what he
you
does.
could probably have Otto on for like an hour. Like that guy is a
and
character.
Garbett
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And just continue. Commissioner of the SJHL, Kyle McIntyre.